Hello, folks. So this Temur Rhinos list has been putting up some of the results. Usually I just play decks with days, and so this is going to be a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. I'm not really sure what the strategy is here against Breakfast, or at least there's no crazy sideboard cards for that matchup. But I guess the plan is just to aggro them. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. So we'll give it a try here. But yeah, pretty standard list. We are running the Seagate Restorations to pitch to Force of Wills, and the Uros have been cut for Murktide, which I guess, makes sense. That could probably close out some games and actually be castable. But yeah, I am concerned about not playing with Brainstorm and Ponder. But, we'll see how it goes here. Alright, so round one, I'll be on the play. So, well, it is a turn one Violent Outburst, so I guess we keep those, huh? The opponent mulligans to 6. Okay. So, we'll play Wooded Foothills. Pass. On their upkeep, we'll fetch out Tropical Island. I think I'm doing this right. Cast Crashing Footfalls without paying its mana cost. No whammies. Okay, looks like we're in there. Verdant Catacombs. I'm a little concerned about it being Reanimator, the way they're playing over there. Yeah, and it looks like it may be Reanimator. So that might be able to beat this start. I do have this Brazen Borrower if they don't get something awesome into play. Come on. Okay, there's a Grief. So that is going to get a creature into my graveyard, probably the Brazen Borrower. So if they're exhuming, at least that will come into play. I don't feel great about this. Presumably they've got the Reanimate. Okay, so they took a long time and got Sarah's Emissary. Man, so I could still find another Brazen Borrower here. So maybe that will happen. but otherwise, it's not looking great. Yeah, so this thing has protection from creatures itself, so I cannot block it. So I don't see a reason to rush out this Murktide. And this just draws cards. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Nope. Alright. So I've got a few turns to draw myself another Brazen Borrower. It's pretty wild that they didn't just get Grizzlebrand, I would say. So it would be nice to punish them for that. I don't have enough. I get Elvish Spirit Guide to pay for it. So it'd be a 5/5, and that would give me 16 power in play. Yeah, I think I'll just play the Spirit Guide. I guess, I guess it's pointless to attack. I'll just assume Sarah's Emissary is not bugged. I don't know how great it would be to win that way if it were bugged anyhow. Well, this is the moment of truth. Alright, well that's going to buy a turn and get a larger Murktide into play, so that's cool. They probably take Murktide here, I would expect. Brazen Borrower. No. I guess I'll just, you know, attack here and then concede. Okay. Well, we get to try out the Inevitable Betrayal technology and bring in 4 Endurance. So Fire and Ice, I'm thinking, doesn't seem that hot. I mean, is Inevitable Betrayal just straight up better than Crashing Footfalls? I mean, probably, right? So I think I'll do that. Alright, let's see if I can get a win. Get on the board here with this Cascade strategy. Okay, so we'll go first again. So Force of Will and Endurance. I think I have to keep these, right? I mean, 2 interactions. Yep. I can't get a mulligan to, yeah. cannot mulligan, I think, every time for, the turn one. And we'll be in a position to hard cast Endurance as well. So we'll roll with a basic forest here. And the opponent kept 7 though, so that's pretty dicey. Wow, they're gonna do nothing here. Okay, well, I like that start. Okay. So we're gonna be short a red source here to play this Minsc, but I'm probably gonna be pitching this Elvish Spirit Guide to hard cast Endurance this turn anyway. I guess pitching Minsc is an option. Instead, I can get my 2/2 beatdown on. But then the Endurance isn't even in play. So, yep. Let's see what the opponent wants to do here. I imagine they're going to start with a discard card. And with that being the case, we're going to cast Endurance. Yeah, okay. Just making sure they were targeting me with Unmask there, which I should have done before casting the Endurance. But anyway. So they'll take Force of Will here. And hopefully they aren't just able to combo off immediately. And maybe I'll get like a Simian Spirit Guide down, or draw a Simian Spirit Guide, and cast this Minsc. That would be pretty exciting. Or we could hit a Shardless Agent. Alright, so the opponent did take Force of Will. Okay, and then they just passed the turn. So, that's obviously nice. But Murktide not a great to draw. So it's a top deck battle here. So it'd be great to draw another Endurance, Cascader, or red mana. That's what we're looking for. So the opponent's unmasking themselves. Dang. Alright, yeah, and they're going to get this Archon into play. They have all the ingredients. So we'll need to draw Brazen Borrower or a Cascader. Forest. I do nothing draw there. Guess I'll pass. Yeah, this thing only taps for colorless. Yeah, I'll just discard the Murktide. I mean, even if it gets into play, I'd have to sacrifice it to the Archon's ability. Well, I get to play Minsc. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna lose 3 life from this attack. So, and I misclicked. All right. Well, that was done anyway. All right. Round 2. We're on the play here. So this hand, I think, does nothing. This hand, we're just trying to draw another mana source. And we've got some Shardless or Brazen Borrowers to buy time with. So the opponent's obviously on a Delver strat. There's going to be this tension between playing around Daze and playing around Wasteland. It would be nice to, I guess, bait the opponent into somehow dazing a Brazen Borrower. But see, I guess the good news is we're not under a lot of pressure here, and I'm going to be able to Shardless Agent twice. Delver of Secrets. So maybe we'll draw like a counter spell or a Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, well that's a counter spell. So I guess I'm going in. Um, See, I don't know if I want a tropical island. I guess I'll just get the volcanic island, and then they probably would have to waste me off red. And then any mana source I draw, I can cast the next Shardless Agent. Okay, well, it just resolved. So that's exciting. They're not very close to Murktide here. Chain Lightning. Targeting me. So they get in for 6 here. And it's a Tarmogoyf. So I probably want to force here and bounce their Insectile Aberration next turn. I guess I don't think playing Shardless Agent again here is very good, but this would be my one chance to do it. Yeah, I think I'm just pitching the Shardless Agent here. There's the days. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna Petty Theft Tarmogoyf. And then I'm gonna Petty Theft this Insectile Aberration. And hope they don't have another days here. We're going to 4. They redeploy Tarmogoyf. And Delver of Secrets. So we're gonna hope their Delver doesn't flip and that we get to block DRC with Brazen Borrower. I guess I should have played the Brazen Borrower on their draw step, but I guess it's a pretty bad position anyway. Alright, I guess we'll see what they surveil. Alright. So at least we get Fury and Endurance here. So I think Minsc and Boo is probably too slow. Fire and Ice could be bonkers. I mean, an early Minsc and Boo certainly could be good. The Tarmogoyf is kind of a problem. Well, hopefully it's easier to slow them down this way. I guess we're a bit of a control role. Yeah. Okay, we'll go first. So this is a turn 2. And then we also have Endurance and Fury. So I guess I'll be hoping to draw a mana source. Another Endurance. So I could just go for it on their turn. But not going for it seems pretty bad. I mean, they probably have some kind of answer, and so going for it doesn't seem great either. Okay, well, it resolved. So that's cool. I probably should have just jammed the Shardless Agent on my turn and then had the red card to pitch for Fury when they play out some of their flyers. So they're 1 mana, 3 power flyers. Another Shardless Agent. So they can't quite Murktide here, but I'll be thinking about pitching Endurance. But okay, looks like we may actually be getting a game win here, folks. Murktide costs 7, and they can only get to 6 with what they have here, so I guess I'm holding off on this Endurance until they do something else. So they gotta answer 2 tokens here. Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's not gonna do a lot. Petty Theft. Okay. I guess I'll just do this now. It does shuffle the library for their Sylvan library. Okay. So we'll just try to cast this fire here. We have to have days. Okay. Alright, well there's a game win. Okay. So on the draw now. I feel like the deck here is a little soft to Wasteland. So with that in mind, maybe Minsc and Boo should be Seagate Restoration. But how good is Endurance really? Oh man, it's a tough question compared to what could be like Force of Negation. Fury mostly seems better. Blanking their graveyard could slow them down. Fury seems like it could win games. Getting to 4 mana to actually cast Minsc and Boo sounds rough. So I think I'm going to put the Seagates. But maybe it should just be Force of Negation. It's also possible the Spirit Guides aren't as good as um, an actual land, although you have to pay 3 life for this one. I think I'm just going to try this. We'll learn together. Alright, well I guess I'm keeping. So Force of Negation could have been Minsc and Boo here. Which would definitely pitch to Fury. They're bolting me. A Tarmogoyf. Okay. Yeah, so I think I have to Fury this Tarmogoyf. stacked it. I should have stacked it the other way, but it's going to be okay. So another mana source is going to be good here. Okay. Okay, well, we're stacked up on Force of Wills. I would think about exiling the graveyard to stop a Murktide, but I think I can just sit back on Force of Will here. A Delver, we're going to have to let go. So I guess Seagate Restoration would be the most exciting thing that this Force of Negation could be. It just resolves. Wow. Okay. Of course I can't attack. They don't have haste. Maybe it would have been better just to pitch that Crashing Footfalls. Submerge. I think I have to live with that one, and now I'm happy that I suspended the Footfalls again. It'd be ideal to cast this Endurance. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it happen. Yes. Okay, now they're gonna empty out their graveyards. So this is like casting and pitch casting Endurance. Well, I do like to clear the stack. Yeah. If we can just get another mana and get this Endurance into play, man, that would be sweet. Show me the mana. Yes. Wow. How great is that? So I'm going to cast Endurance on their upkeep. I could wait till they're attacking, but yeah, I'm definitely going to cast this on their upkeep. Okay, well that's not a Tarmogoyf, so that's good. I'd say it's going to be close. What are they targeting here? Fury. Okay. To get their surveil on. I see. Yeah, surgical, not a great one. So that's good news that they boarded in their surgicals. Um, hopefully it's just no attacks here. Pyroblast. Okay, well that's gonna be okay. I think that means we're in pretty good shape because there's gonna be a bunch of rhinos coming soon. Another endurance is not bad. I guess they surveilled that card to the top of their library. And because of that, I'm just doing this now. Well, that's going to mean that Tarmogoyf can't come down this turn. Well, I guess, yeah, they could keep land Tarmogoyf. But there's not even a creature in the graveyard, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're pretty good here, I would think. All right, there's a match win. All right, round 3. We're on the play again. I would like to play first. Well, there's no acceleration, but there is a counterspell and a Violent Outburst. I think I have to keep. All right, I like that from my opponent. A nice, slow, non-threatening start. So we'll be in a position to end of turn Violent Outburst here. Alternatively, I could wait and have a chance to get Minsc and Boo into play as well. But it looks like maybe we're just up against Reanimator here. Yep. So I'd say we're forcing this one. Okay. I do look forward to this rematch against Reanimator. I was thinking between rounds a little bit how it really makes sense just to mulligan for the fast Cascade. Um, so here, I kind of want to just get Minsc and Boo into play. Because I think that Minsc and Boo is not much worse against whatever it is they're trying to do than 2/4/4s. And then there's the upside where I get to reload. So they didn't discard a creature. Yeah, I think the Minsc and Boo in play is just better. I mean, I could put them to 10 here. I think I'm going to trust my gut and get Minsc and Boo into play. I feel like I can't lose if I survive till next turn. Whereas if I had just flung out the Rhinos, if I drew the Elvish Spirit Guide anyway, well, obviously that would be, it would be good to have the Minsc and Boo in play. But I don't know, I guess we'll see what it is here. Atraxa with Reanimate. Okay. So they didn't hit any more reanimation spells, but they have a bunch of discard. So yeah, I'm gonna pump up the Minsc and Boo. Grief, Entomb, and Unmask. There's the Grief. Well, if I slam Brazen Borrower off the top, that would be pretty legendary. There are 4 of them. Another Cascader would be okay. So they're shutting off the second Minsc and Boo as a draw. Oh. Crashing Footfalls. Yeah, so I think we're pumping it up, and they have to block. We'll suspend the Minsc and Boo. I was just trying to see if the Minsc and Boo, if sacrificing elephant token or rhino tokens would draw cards, but it does have to be a hamster. It's not a question of having trample. Another Entomb. Another Atraxa. Is that really what they just entombed for? Well, they of course have the animate dead, so they did hit the Exhumus. They didn't put Exhum into their hand. Alright, anyway. Verdant Catacombs, Lotus Petal, Crystal Brand, Entomb, and Unmask. So none of that really matters. Okay. Something good. Murktide Regent. Okay, so that is going to protect my Minsc and Boo for a turn. Yeah, it's probably better to leave behind the Elvish Spirit Guide in case of Exhume, as opposed to somehow getting my other Murktide, casting it. I'd say we're gonna block here. Alright, so I believe we just need a Fade Reanimation spell here. But the way my luck is going against these Reanimator decks right now, it looks like they've got it. Arcana Cruelty, yeah, they sure do. Alright, so yeah, we pretty much lost then. I guess we'll fling our hamster to draw a card and then concede. Yep. Okay. I mean, the opponent used up a lot of time there, but timing them out does not seem super likely. And then just what's... I don't know how great Minsc and Boo really is in this matchup. I boarded out the Seagate Restorations last time. You just do this. Maybe leave the Minsc and Boos in. I mean, an ice could have been clutch there. But I guess the endurance is... I'll try this. Okay, well, so this is like a turn 2. And we can survive a discard spell. And it's got the Brazen Borrower backup. It'd be better if it was a turn 1. So I think I'm just going to lead on the Misty Rainforest and not mess around with Seagate Restoration. I would love to get Inevitable Betrayal cast just one time here. Chancellor of the Annex. Okay. I guess that's a pretty good one against me, huh? But wait, does it... I don't think it actually stops the... Because the Violent Outburst will be countered. So maybe we're actually okay here. Good lord. Hopefully they pass the turn. Pass the turn. I guess if they reanimate their Chancellor, we can play Seagate Restoration. No, there's not much chance. There's the grief. So that can take Simian Spirit Guide, which is probably... Well, maybe they won't be smart enough to take Simian Spirit Guide, I think is the only hope here. They're thinking about it. Okay, they did not take Violent Outburst. So I think this means... I think that I can play Violent Outburst through the Chancellor. Sure. I sure hope this works. But yeah, the first card should trigger upon playing Violent Outburst rather than like wait for the Cascade trigger to resolve. So I don't see why it wouldn't. But the opponent should have taken the Simian Spirit Guide there, most likely. Okay, well, we're about to find out, huh? Because I could just play the Force of Negation first, but I don't see why this shouldn't work. So this is this could be a feel bad moment. Okay, yeah, there's the trigger. And I'd say I'm getting Grizzlebrand here. We'll let the Violent Outburst clear from the stack. We'll draw some cards. We'll cast Endurance. All right, well, there's a win against Reanimator. But they did misplay and not take my Simian Spirit Guide. But I suppose they were on the Chancellor plan, so they were kind of in a rough spot there. But they probably, yeah, should have just taken the Simian Spirit Guide and taken their chances against the Brazen Borrower. So I guess I have mixed feelings about that. So maybe just like Murktide Regent could be better as ice. I don't know. I guess plan seems like it has to be to get the Inevitable Betrayal into play. Force and an Endurance. So this is not the old Inevitable instant, Inevitable Betrayal. I think you have. I don't see. It seems like a tough one to mulligan, especially with the opponent mulliganing. They're down to 5. The opponent did keep 7 in that game 2 against Reanimator last time, I believe. All right, they're on to mulligan to 4. Okay. Yeah, so they did settle on 4 cards. They did not reveal Chancellor. Faithless Looting. Yeah, I think I do want to force this where they're on not much. Okay. Well, there you have it. Okay, so we're on the play again. So these Gemstone Caverns, not really getting a chance to shine. This hand. I know my opponent used to play tempo, but I don't know if they're on tempo anymore. I guess this hand, sort of a whole lot of nothing. If they're on tempo, it does have the fire and ice. And there's a Murktide here. But this hand kind of does nothing. But it does get Murktide into play. I guess maybe I could keep this if this was like my 6. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to keep this one and throw back Brazen Borrower. Okay. Fetch land pass. They're on Delver, all right. Okay, well, I'm going for it with force backup here. Do I want to get basics? I'm thinking that I do. Yeah, let's do it. Like if this Shardless Agent resolves, I want to be able to cast that Brazen Borrower and slow the opponent down.
Alright, so, I mean, that's pretty good. So the opponent's set back now, and so if they do play Tarmogoyf, they're probably not about to get that into play, and I'll get to attack for 10 here. Ooh, Bug Delver. Okay. Snuff out. Well, that's not good. But they do take 4. Another Brazen Borrower is probably not terrible. So, is Delver gonna flip here? It looks like it is. I probably should have just brazened right in response to that ponder. Okay, so we're gonna brazenly borrow one of these right now. There's that daze again. So I'm gonna attack here and see if they want to gang block the Rhino, and then the Brazen Borrower will be a blowout, so that'll be cool. If I can fade more counter magic. I guess another snuff out would be good. No snuff outs yet. Let's attack. Block, block. Nice. Okay. So from here, maybe I'll get a game win here against Delver. That'll be nice. Ooh, 3-color Delver. Dragon's Rage. That's not gonna do it. Bobble. Okay, that could potentially draw them something good. And a Delver. Okay. So we want that land. Attack with a Rhino token. I guess I'll go ahead and attack with a Shardless Agent too. If they don't want to gang block the Rhino, that probably works out well for me. Okay, so they're at 3. Okay. So the Dragon's Rage isn't that bad. What would be nice is to draw a blue card or a land. Obviously, Dragon's Rage isn't going to stay back on defense. If it is, it's going to be a 1-1 because they played Murktide Regent. And we do have these Rhinos coming, although it's going to be several turns until they attack.
well, there's a blue card. Here's a Murktide. Here's a Force. Looks like that Dragon's Rage is still attacking, and that maybe they're going to 1. Okay. Okay, Shardless getting in there. Okay, so yep. One more mana is definitely going to be good here. The opponent's off of fetch lands and Force of Will. Okay, well that's going to clog up the ground. Alright, where are we at with these crazy rhinos? 2 turns to go. This is going to be close as usual. Okay, well, there's the land. I guess I don't love the attack here. The last Crashing Footfall. Okay, I did it. I got a game 1 against Tempo. Whew, okay. Yes, I like the Furies and the Endurances. Now as for what to board out, that's a tough question. So yeah, I think I am boarding out Force of Negation again. We are a control roll now, less of a combo. And I don't really want to board out mana, I just want to start casting these spells. So I could see cutting Minsc and Boo. Maybe it like comes in and wins the game. The Spirit Guides, you think about boarding out maybe, but they do play around days. I could just board out the Fire and Ice. I mean, Fury is better. But they do, in theory, help with a control roll. I'm kind of tempted just to board out Seagate Restoration. Though it is mana. Alright. Well, this is a turn 1. Well, it's a my turn 1. So I can play around days though on my turn, right? Because we go get this land in play, and then play land on my turn. So it's like a play around days on turn 3. Um, and the opponent's keeping. His hand is not very interactive, and it's super all in, and it doesn't do the. I can play this on turn 1 into days, yeah, or turn 2 around days. But it does have the Murktide Regent backup. Alright, I think I'm gonna wing it. Alright, there's the Thoughtseize. See, that would be the thing about mulliganing. I mean, hopefully we draw cards. That's not really a card. So what did I board out? The Force of Negations and the Sea Gates. Well, that sideboarding, I guess, looks good so far. Ugh. But maybe I should have brought in the Blood Moons. I guess with this 4-color deck, maybe I'll try that on the play. Well, I don't mind playing this Drago against their tempo deck. I would kind of assume they're not playing Stifle, but I might get blown up by Stifle if that turns out to be the case. So Endurance seems like a fine one to get into play here. No Stifle. What do they want to do about this? Nothing so far. Petty theft. Well, definitely okay with that. Dragon's Rage.
Force. Okay. Hopefully I'll get a chance to set up a sweet fire and ice here. Play the Brazen Borrower. Yes, do it. What could go wrong? Alright, and so I'm gonna be playing this Murktide here. So I guess, Murktide, ooh, Minsc and Boo. Screw it, I'm just playing that. I'll grab an island. Wow, there you have it. Alright, well I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I won all 4 die rolls. So this hand's a turn 2. We can protect ourselves, but not the Shardless. I'm inclined to run it. Yeah, we'll start on basic forest here. Keep our opponent off the scent. A retrofitter foundry. If I force pitching Seagate Restoration, the opponent's likely to know what I'm up to, but they're probably about to find out anyway. But on the other hand, if I force this retrofitter foundry, maybe they'll force back. And I could lose to this thing, although maybe I'll draw a Force of Will on my turn. So what is this, some kind of like ninja's opponent? Force of Negation's probably not going to be great. If I do draw Force of Will on my turn, but chances are I don't draw Force of Will. So I guess I'm doing this. I guess anything to slow my opponent down here, I think, would seem to make sense. Okay. I know people used to run Misdirection in this deck. And I don't know. I don't know about not running Misdirection. But I guess if they played Chalice on 0, we'd be happy to have it. They're taking their time. They're dazing. Well, I still have this 2/2 in play, and the top of my deck. Ah, another retrofitter. Ooh, that's a savage top deck. This is how you do it.
Nice. Okay. So against ninjas, so Fury seems like a good one. Like maybe Force of Vigor does something. They're gonna have their little guys. Maybe Force of Vigor could possibly yield some blowouts. Yeah, Fire and Ice seems a little slow. Brazen Borrower doesn't seem insane. Maybe we keep going with the Fire and Ice. And I don't know how great these are gonna be. Force of Vigor, probably not that hot. So maybe I could just go without and rely on the burn spells. And hang on here. Alright, I'll just go without Murktide Regent. Alright, let's try to bring it home here in one of these round 5 games. So this one I'd have to say is a mull. And we'll definitely roll with this. Force of Negation, I don't think is doing much here. But I guess I don't need Violent Outburst. I don't have the mana for it. Retrofitter. Ornithopter. Well, dang, Force of Vigor would be a blowout here. Alright, well, we're just gonna, hope that we're still alive. They probably have a ninja here, and it's not gonna be great. They're just making 4/4s. I guess that's pretty good. But they won't want to ninja their 4/4, but I do have multiple Shardless Agents here to try to ram this thing through with. Ram these Rhinos through. I think, well, let's see what the plan is here. I think I meant to board out some Force of Negations and I didn't. Yet another. Okay, well that's definitely bringing the Force of Vigors for the next game. Okay, show me a Force of Will. Wow. Ask and ye shall receive. Rhinos. Force back. Okay. Alright, well if they're just stuck on one land here, it seems like we're in a good spot. Well, they found another land. Well, if they ninja, the token goes away, and I think I'll just take my chances against that kind of thing. They didn't ninja. Okay, so they can make another 4/4 here. I guess I'll let them block Shardless Agent if they want. Make the 4/4. Okay, so they're going to go to 10. Do you have an answer for another Horde of Rhinos? Nice. I can't believe I did it. Alright. Well, hang on, folks. Okay, I just had to step away for a phone call for a second there. Well, I guess my impression was that I think I would rather just have Uro over Murktide Regent, but it seems like all the lists are with Murktide Regent. But yeah, especially just like you have these grindy games that we don't have any other engines or real ways to draw cards. Um, well, I heard, let's see, Uro disparaged on that, that eternal, the podcast with Julian Knob and, on that podcast, they were saying Uro sounds ridiculous in this deck. But anyway, based on how that went, Uro seems like it would be really good just to have something to do. Yeah, and playing Murktide just didn't come up at all. But it's only a sample size of one league. But other than that, I mean, I guess the deck it's a little crazy not playing with Brainstorm and Ponder. But yeah, we only lost to Reanimator and beat it the other time. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's a deck where you really have to mulligan correctly. I don't know. Well, that was interesting. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll leave it there. I'll be trying to make more videos here. I recently moved. I have a nice double monitor setup, and I think I'm in a position where I should at least be able to upload a video like once a week. And I've been trying to do that for some time in my life, but I think we can actually do it now. So hopefully we'll see you on some more of these. All right, thank you.